This week on the No More Late Fees podcast, we are joined by our pod pals from I Finally Watched, Alon and David. Welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, we're finally excited to get you guys on. We had so much fun when you guys invited us on, so we appreciate that. I think we're still vibing with the same kind of thread here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't even make the connection of that.
You popped Jackie's cherry with Point Break, aka the original Fast and the Furious. We wanted to give our audience a chance to get to know you guys and your pod. So why don't you guys tell everybody about your podcast?
Well, we're called I Finally Watched, and you can listen to us pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're just a couple guys who talk about movies that either one of us or both of us have somehow missed during life, that we think they're movies that we should have watched, and are trying to make up for the fact that we're missing some real cinema gems out there.
And one of the points we try and do is we try and find movies where he has seen it and I haven't, or vice versa. Just because, for example, we recently did Bloodsport, and Alon did his best to try not to shit all over it when it's one of my favorite movies. And I think that has a lot to do with when you see it,
the nostalgia.
Which I think Brink is kind of a perfect example of too. Depending on how much you might like it, if you saw it as a kid or not.
100%. That nostalgia accounts for a lot when you're rewatching movies. But I think that's why I love your podcast, is just hearing you guys kind of riff. Or I think the very first time I listened, and I think I said this in our group chat, I was like, sometimes it sounds like you guys are seriously arguing with each other, but it's really fun banter, the way that you guys play off of each other. So it's always a fun listen.
Well, the movies that we review, they're sensitive, so we try to be harder on each other than them. So
Have you guys seen the movie Kung Pao?
I tried. My wife saw it and she was like, "Oh man, you're gonna love this. This is right up your alley." And I was watching it and I was like, I could see why you would think this would be up my alley, but it's kind of annoying.
Rough.
Yeah, it was very rough. We had both never seen it, and oh boy, and one of our good friends came on and made us watch it.
Have you ever seen it, David?
What was the one you and we watched when we lived in Atlanta? Was that Kung Fu Hustle? Or did we start Kung Pao and we were like,
I think we started Kung Pao and you're like, this is garbage. And I was like, I agree.
I think we quit, because I was thinking about it the other day, because one of my friends used to say a line all the time. He said, it's where the lady throws out the baby. She's like, so cute, or something like that. He used to just say it to himself. And we started watching Kung Pao, and I think she says that line. And then I was like, why do I not remember anything else about that movie? And I think it's because we quit 10 minutes in.
I wish I could have quit 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it's such a weird plethora of just editing choices, and just like the whole thing's an editing choice, right?
Yeah.
But it's like those abridged or funny edits from YouTube before even that was a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, did you guys watch DComs growing up? Was that something that you did, or did you have a favorite one?
David's an old man, so this probably skipped his generation, but I did. I watched it like it was a premiere. When the kids got on the screen and they did their little Disney jump and stuff, and they were like, next week, Johnny Tsunami, or stuff like that. I was like, shit. Saturday night, 7 p.m. I'm here on the couch watching the Johnny Tsunami premiere. And that's how I pretty much was until, I don't know, whenever
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah. Damn. No. I think the last one I ever watched was something called Tiger Cruise or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember Tiger Cruise?
With Hayden Panettiere, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last one. I grew out of it shortly after that. I was like, I'm done with this. And from then on, I still had like my bulk like nostalgia favorites. But then anything after Tiger Cruise, I don't even know.
And David, nothing? Like, did you watch it at all?
So my little brother was Disney and I was Nickelodeon.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I like when Brink would be on, I was like, this movie's stupid. Like, why are you watching this? Yeah, Alon's thing about like giving up on Disney movies reminds me of like I watched wrestling as a kid. I just remember one night I was watching it and I was like 11 or 12 and I was just like, what am I doing with my life? And I just turned it off and I walked out to my parents. Was like, I think I'm done. Like, I think I'm out. And I never watched it again.
Yeah, but can you imagine there are 40-year-old men who still don't come to that realization, David?
I went with one of my friends who was like my age in Atlanta. We went to Raw and like live. It was actually really fun. And then there's a bunch of people around you who are like taking it a little too seriously. So that was fun. But yeah, I never watched it. It wasn't like appointment viewing for me after that.
I just feel like wrestling is like the male version of soap operas.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love that. I thought you were going to say pageants, and I agree with that too.
I mean that too. But once that clicked for me, I had more appreciation. I was like, okay, I see. So in order for you
girl, they're teaming up, it all makes sense.
It's also like male ballet too, you know, because it's so choreographed and like it's all planned.
Well, I asked my friend who, like, back when I was 14, he was into it. I think he was into it because his dad was really into it. And I was like, does it bother you that it's fake? And he's like, what do you mean? And he was kidding. But I was like, does it bother you that it's fake? And he was like, well, I know I'm not watching like a sport, like a game, like a soccer or a tennis match or anything like that. He's like, I know it's staged, but I'm watching it for the entertainment value. And then at that point I was like, okay, well then you just watch it for the sheer entertainment value of it. I could appreciate it more that way.
Yeah. And plus, like, it takes a lot. They have to still be very athletic, and it takes a lot for them to get it just right and not hurt themselves, hurt somebody else. So I do give them credit for that, and they do a lot of training to get to where they are. I just want to know, like, how do you decide who's going to win? Like, but I guess it's all storytelling, right? They have to have writers too, right?
Yeah, and I think it's more like, you know, like a soap opera. If you're writing so much, like TV shows nowadays, I guess, would be very far planned out and storyboarded, and like 3 seasons, you know what's going to happen. But like with a soap opera, it's like weekly, it changes every day, right? You're like, I don't know. And so for actors in those soap operas, you either get introduced and you're a popular character, or you get introduced and everyone hates your guts. And then they're like, well, we got to kill you off because this is just not working.
Everyone hates you. And then you come back as a new character, as the twin with the new personality, to see if maybe that might work instead.
Yeah. Jessica died, but her brain lived, and so the brain was translated into Paul. So Paul with Jessica's brain, but it's the same actor. Yeah, exactly. No, but I feel like that's with wrestling too. It's like, all right, we gotta, like, is this wrestler gaining in popularity, or are we gonna have to boot him out? And then how the story goes is probably that way.
I went through a very big wrestling phase.
Yeah. She did.
And I had coworkers that are like, I don't understand. You like the Olsen twins, but you like watch both Raw and SmackDown every week. Like, this doesn't compute in my brain. I'm like, it's just the wonder that is Jackie. I don't know what to tell you.
I can't. I never understood that either. But, you know, you just got to support your friends when they go through hard times.
There's 2 people that get together and make podcasts. One that used to be into wrestling and one that never could. So,
but Danielle has her program, so
I do have my stuff. So
I got my stuff too.
Yeah, the crazy train is quite even over here.
So, what's the DCOM game?
Okay, so this game might be really hard for you guys because you're not diehard DCOM fans, but it'll be fun to watch the struggle, and I'm totally down for that. So a lot of celebrities started off in DCOMs, as we know, but there's a few people who kind of just had smaller minor roles that you probably may not even remember. So it's DCOM challenge before they were stars. So we're going to give you a picture of the star, the name of the star, and you guys do your best to just throw out a DCOM you think that they were in, if you can remember. I say if you can get 2 right out of all of these, you've done your job. You've done better than I expected.
I'll get 1 if any of them were in Johnny Tsunami.
All right, Jackie, you ready?
Full screen. Give me 1 second.
It's raining like crazy over here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I have some Yahoo riding his motorcycle up and down my street. And I'm hoping the mic doesn't pick it up. Okay.
I don't hear it.
Okay, good.
Maybe he'll fall off.
Danielle's gonna go outside and throw sticks.
I'm gonna throw gravel on the
floor. Like Val did.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit, that's Brie Larson.
Okay, so
good job. You passed the first.
Our first, before there were stars, is Brie Larson. Do you know what movie, what DCOM this is?
Obviously, The Room.
Yes, exactly.
It's called Room.
I meant the Tommy Wiseau movie.
This movie was about 2 sisters or racing something. I don't know. The girl from Seventh Heaven, Beverly Mitchell, is in it.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay, so 2 sisters, it's racing. DCOMs like to do puns. Oh my God. Okay, so
they do. And this one is definitely a pun. It's like car racing, I think.
Yeah.
It's not like downhill racing.
Let's see. They're about to do the vert in this car. No. All right, David, what's your guess?
No fucking clue. Like, no. The number 2 is in it? Is the number 2 in it?
No.
Like Top Gear or
that's a show. That's a reality show. Sister in Lane 3.
Ooh, I love it.
Love it.
That's a good.
It is Right on Track.
Right on Track.
Never heard of that.
Me either.
Brie does not look impressed.
No, she does not.
I wouldn't be either. Brie Larson.
Our next one is Jared Padalecki.
This one's hard.
Is that the girl from the OC?
It is Misha Barton.
I deserve half a point.
You do. Excellent job.
Well, this is like around Gilmore Girls' time. He looks about the same age.
I think he was a little younger. I think it was before Gilmore Girls.
Can we get a what is this one about?
Yeah. You know what? Tell you the truth, I have no idea. This one I haven't seen, but Ryan Merriman, Mr. Disney Channel himself, was in it. And the cover, him and Misha are swimming. I don't know what.
Oh shoot. Is it no, it's not.
It's not the mermaid
year.
one.
It's not 13th year. Yeah. Well, if it's a swimming one, maybe it's like Sister in Lane 3.
Jackie showed them what it was. Ring of
Endless Life.
I've heard of this one actually. Yeah. Okay. Ring of Endless
Life.
Never would have hit. Yeah.
America Ferrera.
Wow.
Now this movie is about a bunch of cheerleaders. Si se puede. What do they say? Yes, I can. Yeah. I think that is. Yeah, it's about a bunch of girls at a school, and then they have a white savior teacher come and become their cheerleader.
Okay, is it like they're all into hip hop, but then they're turning that energy into cheerleading?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It's like Shake Your Hips or something.
Bring it on 3.
Gotta kick it up.
Who's the white savior teacher? Is anyone famous?
I don't know who she is.
Maybe I would know it if it was.
Kat Denning.
Now this one's an older one, and it's like a spooky one that they would put out during Halloween.
Well, okay, so it's not Don't Look Under the Bed.
No,
because I know Don't Look Under the Bed, and Kat Denning's not in that. Is it My Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire?
No, but that's a good guess.
It is the Scream
Team.
Who's that? Who's the kid?
Never seen him again. He doesn't even matter.
Irrelevant is what we would call him.
Finn Wittrock.
If you're any American Horror Story fans out there?
Yeah, I know who Finn Wittrock is.
I know him from The Big Short.
Now, he is in one of the Disney Channel, like the movies that had multiple sequels. And it also came out during spooky time.
Halloween Town 3?
Close.
Ooh, Halloween Town High.
That is like the closest we've gotten.
It is.
I'm going to give it to you for that one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good job, David.
Yay.
Erika Christensen.
Oh, that kid in the back looks hella familiar.
He was on Picket Fences, I remember.
He looks like a kid from Mighty Ducks.
He is not.
Okay, never mind.
The kid in the middle looks like Ryan Reynolds, but like the age obviously doesn't match.
Kind of. Yeah.
Is this not Swim Fan? Was Swim Fan not a Disney original movie?
Well, okay, so there's computers, they're on computers, which could mean anything in the 90s.
I think this one was kind of spooky too.
Oh.
Yes.
I was gonna say computer is like pixel perfect, but I don't think she was in this. Spooky one. Oh, I just had a core memory unlock.
About fucking time, man.
But I can see it, but the name is just blanking on me. What is it? Can of Worms. I think
you can't tell me that does not look like Ryan Reynolds.
It doesn't, dude. You're insane. It doesn't.
But like something's like off Reynolds. With him. Like that's his younger.
Like it's not Ryan Reynolds.
It doesn't look like.
No one. Like, you're the only. They're too polite to say it. You're the only one who thinks that he looks like Ryan Reynolds.
I was talking about the alien in the back.
Okay.
You know what I love about this though is that you spent like 2 minutes at the beginning of the salon saying how much you love Disney movies, and you have fucking sucked at this.
These are weird ones, dude. These are odd.
Can you get one?
I'll get one. It's not Stewart. This one. No, it is this one. Wait, oh my god, I just recently saw this. Why did I recently watch this?
It's a good question.
You know this one.
I know this one.
You know it.
I know this one because is it Don't Look Under the Bed?
It is not, but you know it.
Look at the guy's hair behind
it. Yeah, look at
She only made a cameo. She wasn't a major.
She wasn't a main character. I know that.
No.
High School Musical.
It is not. This is one of the earlier DComs, and a lot of people think the star of this movie was Ryan Merriman from Smart House, but it's not. The kid just kind of looked like him. And he finds out that
keep going.
I can't say too much because this is just gonna give it away.
Yes, you can. I've seen this recently. I pinpointed her too with my wife because we watched this, and I'm trying to think back why we watched it.
This boy finds out that he may have some other abilities.
Sky High
goes through a
Secret World of Alex Mack.
That's Nickelodeon, Jackie.
Damn, that was a good show.
You said it earlier.
I said it earlier.
You did.
I don't even remember what I said.
It has to do with water.
Oh, it's the 13th year.
It is.
It is the 13th year. Yeah. Okay. Emmy Rossum.
Yeah.
Johnny Tsunami.
It is not.
Yeah, I knew it wouldn't be.
No, this one is a deep cut, I will say. I don't even know personally.
As if the others weren't.
Right?
As if all the others were just everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
I've seen all of these except this one I don't recall too much. So here's the premise. Charlie's a child prodigy who's been offered lots of scholarships but chosen a little known one to work with a scientist he admires. The work is fascinating, but his social life stinks. Trying to get something like a normal life, he also enrolls in a local school and pretends to be an average student. He's cool for the first time, but attending school and college at the same time is tricky. And soon someone is bound to find out that he's very smart.
He's a smart guy.
Very close.
Genius. I've seen this one. I remember this one. Wow. I haven't seen this in like 20 years. Jeez.
Well, this is the last one, I think.
I know this one.
Kelly.
Okay.
It's Alley Cat.
Yeah.
Alley Cat Strike.
Woohoo!
Finally.
The
You
only
got
reason
2. I said if you did 2, you would.
the only reason I
mind.
knew it was Alley Cats was because right after Brink, it was suggesting all these other DComs, and I was going down the list with my wife, and I go, "Is that Kaylee Cuoco?" And we look, and then I just remember the name.
Well,
Excellent.
that's good. You got 2.
That was the only other
0.
one I'd heard of. Was Alley Cat Strike was the only other one I'd heard of. And my brother used to watch it, and I would make fun of him and be like, Alley Cat Strike. Because that's how they would say it in the movie.
David got 1.5.
So. Yes, yeah.
I think I just got a half.
I was being nice.
Well, I appreciate the try. You did good, though.
No.
As you know, Jackie and I worked at Blockbuster. And so today, being on the show, you will be honorary Blockbuster employees, and you'll get to pick 3 employee picks from 1995 to 2005. So if you can pick 3 movies you would recommend at our store, what would they be? No pressure, but pressure.
You said 1995 to 2005?
Yes. And if you're not sure, just shoot out a movie. Jackie and I will probably know if it's in that time frame.
The Ghost in the Darkness.
Ooh, okay.
That's a good one.
That's David's.
Swingers. It's also 1996.
Ocean's 11.
13 Ghosts.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Did you see how they're finally developing a TV show about it?
That's why it was on my brain. So, yeah.
When did Jackie Brown come out?
It's in our time frame.
It is.
That'll be it.
Nice list. I will say that David, no one, I think maybe someone picked Ocean's 11, but the other ones have never been picked so far. That's awesome. I like new movies. Okay.
So when I was younger and I went to Blockbuster, there was always this one movie that is so bad. It's such a bad movie. But when you're little, you go back so I used to go back for like 2 movies all the time. And it was the live action Scooby-Doo. I love the live action Scooby-Doo. But then there was this movie called Clock Stoppers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad, but I know what you're talking about.
It's so bad, but that's my recommendation is Clock Stoppers 2002.
With Jesse Bradford
in
it. Yeah. I tried watching it the other day and I was like,
yeah, when a movie has French Stewart in it, it's just gonna be good.
Unhinged.
That's not true at all.
Well, if you like the guys' recommendations, then make sure you check them out on social and check out their podcast. Why don't you guys tell everybody where they can find you?
All right. Well, you can find us on, I guess it's called X now, at Finally Watched. And then our Instagram is at I Finally Watched. And we could not get those to match, but that's the difference.
Yeah, there's a dude with like 32 followers on Twitter, now X, that like
pisses me off so bad.
Just beat us to it. To it.
I even DM'd him. I was like, I'll pay you. I don't care. Just give me the thing. And he just no reply.
$20.
But yeah, no. And then you can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're hosted through Podbean. And I think Podbean is a great host, but they're underutilized as being a tool to listen to podcasts. I think because they're one of the only podcast hosts that have an app on the phone. Mm-hmm. So I highly recommend kind of listening to podcasts through Podbean.
Did you just do an ad read on someone else's podcast?
I did. Use code. No, but yeah.
Definitely check them out. And as always, you guys can check us out at No More Late Fees on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Threads.
And as always, be kind and rewind.